What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, and I hope everybody had a great Christmas holiday. Today is the Friday after Christmas 2024, but CES 2025 is what we're talking about today. The news keeps heating up. We have another announcement today, another collaboration announcement today from My Arcade. Here's a statement. Let's go through it and let's figure out maybe exactly what this means as far as stuff we can buy in 2025. My Arcade, the industry leader in retro video gaming, is thrilled to announce its latest venture, Gamestation Retro, an officially licensed collection that brings together iconic games from legendary publishers Bandai Namco and Capcom. The Gamestation Retro collection will deliver a unique retro gaming experience, seamlessly combining over 100 video games from these iconic brands into a single system. Now this is interesting. Maybe these brands are working together, right? It will include famous titles such as Pac-Man, Galaga, Pole Position, Dig Dug, Street Fighter II, Mega Man, all games they've done before, but they're calling out specifically Final Fight in 1942, and of course many more to kind of add to the mix. So it's safe to say we're probably going to get some new titles, more Capcom stuff than they've done in the past. I think their Capcom games have really just been limited to Street Fighter II and Mega Man, so it's going to be good to see more games, hopefully about 30, 40, 50 more Capcom games on some device. Now, what device are we talking about here? Are we talking about the little handhelds, the pocket players that I'm really fond of? Probably my favorite thing that My Arcade does. Are we talking about the joystick player? The device has been met with mixed reviews. Or maybe like one of these very specific purpose-built devices like this driving cabinet, the Pole Position. No, I think what we're talking about is going to be another like set-top box, similar to what we saw with the Atari Gamestation Pro. You see the naming convention, Gamestation being kind of the main part of the name. Gamestation Pro was what they had, was a naming convention that they used for the Atari product, and this was a $100 product. It played, a bunch of, like, it was 200 Atari games in it, and the system itself felt, while maybe not premium, a little bit better than some of the run-of-the-mill stuff that we'd see from them before. But it was very, very specifically an Atari device with Atari controllers, and it was purpose-built for that. RGB lighting, all the stuff, right? Made it look kind of cool, wireless controllers. The Gamestation Pro was I think, received with favorable views, probably mixed is maybe the best way to put it. It's out there. It's been out there for a while. Some of the pricing was a little bit higher than $100. That eventually came down. The Gamestation Retro is obviously a departure from a single brand specific. There's going to be several brands. Combining Namco and Street Fighter, probably, that must have been some kind of a maybe licensing nightmare to kind of get everybody to work together to put everything on one device. But this does sort of depart from some of the things that I believe are My Arcade's strong suit. You have things that are very purpose-built devices for very specific games, right? This is the Contra handheld, rocking the Contra arcade games. This is obviously purpose-built for Pole Position, but it's also brand-specific. Having a console that is specifically Atari made sense because of those controllers. Having something that's going to have Capcom and Bandai games, while those are good games, and I'm hoping we're going to get arcade ROMs, not just console versions, feels to me like it could be a little bit generic, because it's not going to be specifically Capcom or Namco, and it's obviously not going to be control specific, because obviously Street Fighter II and Pac-Man play very differently indeed. So you're going to have, unfortunately, I think that we may see something that's a little more generic, run-of-the-mill, just sort of basic, but it's got a bunch of games on it. Is that the case? Well, I don't really know, but we will know in January because they're going to have product samples available at their CES booth. I'm anxious to check this out. Is this something that I'm very excited about? Not really. I think that they have kind of a niche here with some of these purpose-built handhelds. If you're really, really a big fan of specific games and game titles, this I think is where they should kind of stick with these little handhelds here. This wasn't a bad device either, but once again, it was purpose-built for the specific ROM loaded on it. Stepping into this territory, I'm afraid that we could see just another set-top box with a bunch of games that we've sort of played before in many, many different iterations. And anyone with a, current generation gaming console probably has all these games downloaded in various collections and arcade classics and what have you. What will it look like? Well, nowadays that tends to be a bigger factor than it's probably ever been, because just a standard black box that plugs into your TV really isn't going to move the needle for me and maybe really none of you. But let me know what you think about this in the comments section below. I look forward to seeing this and many other stuff at the MyArcade CES booth. Thanks so much for sending this information my way, MyArcade, to share with this audience. And this audience should definitely comment in the comments section. Tell me what you think about it. Are you excited, or is it just maybe just some other thing that you're not really going to be picking up? More information will be coming in January. Stay tuned right here for my CES coverage. Thank you so much for stopping by, checking out the channel. Y'all have a blessed day, and I'll see all of you next time.